Fishing net effect, protection from God. Jesus wanted to emphasize on keeping our body holy by refraining ourselves from committing sexual sin. Because sexual sins are so popular and so highly demanding in this world, it is important to address it. Sexual sins such as masturbation, kinky sex, or oral sex, or called sodomy, as well as fornication, are just some of the major sexual sins that God hates. Masturbation is a very powerful sin because it is very addictive. Therefore, it's hard to overcome it. For men, for example, when the sperm is ejaculated through masturbation, it feeds directly to the demons. It is like sperm sacrifice for the devil. It is bad in many ways because we use our imaginations of sexual fantasies that are gross and filthy. This sexual perversion is detestable to God. It draws more and more demons as we dwell in sexual perversion. This sin of masturbation and sodomy are hard to overcome because we get tempted by the devil all the time. Sexual sin also fall into lust of the flesh. Having sexual orgasm with our own body is feeding our flesh. It is hard to understand why God hates this so much, but it will be understood when we go to heaven. God often protects us from falling into sexual sin. He watches over us and intervenes as necessary. If you follow God, you might experience unexplainable supernatural events occur to you when you try to masturbate. Because you might be doing the masturbation out of ignorance. Maybe that you don't know that the masturbation is sin. When you are about to ejaculate during sexual climax, God may take an invisible fishing net to catch your sperm, similar to how fishermen catch fish with their fishing net in water. This will be done supernaturally. Instead of sperm coming out, just clear fluid will come out of your dick. You won't see white or yellow stuff you see when you ejaculate. That's because God stopped the sperm from coming out. In some case, no fluid will come out at all when you try to masturbate. God is warning us not to do it. He intervenes for us because He loves us. God hates us doing masturbation. Sometimes He might prevent you from watching porn or any sexual perverted images on the internet, as He can make your web browser to stop working, or He might not find you the woman you desire for sexual fantasies. Sometimes He may take away desire from you so you can't masturbate. If you try to do it, it will not be effective. You won't be able to accomplish sexual orgasm. God is warning us not to do it. It is detestable to God, and it is very dangerous sin. If God removes this protection from us, the demons will come after us like there's no tomorrow. We would end up masturbating every day and will soon become homosexual. That's what demons do to us. This applies to both men and women. Neither sex are allowed to masturbate. Jesus is pointing out that this is sexual sin and that we need to do our best to refrain from doing it. With His grace, He can help you. He can help us to stop masturbating completely. If you run into some serious distress due to problems in your life, you might get tempted to commit sexual sin. It is understandable. Jesus will come and protect you. He will forgive you. He understands your condition, your situation, your difficulties. He knows the troubles you go through. But if we have no regard for God and just live our lives and practice living in sexual sin, then we would get into trouble. God is warning us. Don't fall away from Him and don't turn away from Him and living in sin. Jesus wants us to not commit sexual sin. Fornication and adultery are also sexual sin, and God wants us to refrain from doing that. Jesus bless you.